Boys, Saturday night, man, we had a clash of two of the NHL's best so far this season. Colorado was visiting Boston, and I made sure to head in to see this game. I rung up the Bees. They hooked me up as usual with the credential. And, dude, that Avalanche team is fucking unbelievable. That third period, they were playing with, like, playoff intensity, diving in front of every shot, blocking everything, getting sticks and lanes. And I met up with MacKinnon after. I wanted to say hello to him as a Chiclets.
Get the fuck out of here. You went down and say hi to him?
Yeah.
You got to tell what happened with you and the captain too. That's that's got to be a pretty cool moment for you, RA.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Biz wasn't on with us before. Yeah, Biz. So I figure, we hung out with MacKinnon for a few days. I'll go down. He's in Boston. I'll go down and say what's up to him. So while I was waiting in the hallway, and there's no one there, just me standing there, and Landeskog comes walking down the hall. What a fucking man rocket he is, boy. Glasses on his head, from the nice suit, and we kind of make eye contact, and he stops. He's like, "Is that RA?" Like,
get the fuck out of here!
I swear, he fucking.
You're a legend, bro.
Sniped me in the hallway. I shit my pants to it. I was like, dude, this is
RA's asking for the security camera footage. Did you guys get that?
I almost shit. I was like, hey, what's up? So I was like, we got to get you on the show sometime. He's like, yeah, absolutely. And we were shooting the breeze about the show for a few minutes. I was kind of starstruck for a sec. Just the fact, like I said, he sniped me. And then Nate come out a few minutes after. I said, hey, you're in town. I want to make sure I said hello. And, we walked to the bus together, shooting the breeze a little bit too. And it was actually funny when me and MacKinnon are walking and one of the bull gang leans over, like, I thought he was going to grab MacKinnon. He's like, hey. And we leaned over. He reached over and shook my hand, not McKinnon's.
Oh, dude, enough. You were fucking crushing that. That didn't happen.
No way.
Now, looked at each other, started dying.
Now you better get that fucking security footage for that second comment. You're telling me someone came up and pigeon tossed MacKinnon and went in for the handshake for RA.
Dude, Nate was there because we laughed our faces off after. It was like, yeah, this is what's going on now. So
the guy's like, RA, you still owe me $12,000 from the winter of 2009, you fucking scumbag.
No, if anything, fucking.
And then MacKinnon gave him his watch and said, I got this one, RA.
MacKinnon gave him his left shoe.
It was definitely
$24K.
Yeah, it's fucking worth more than my whole
Speaking of that, quickly about the Avalanche, what a cool thing to read. And I think you saw it or you heard it when you heard us interview MacKinnon about how down-to-earth of a guy he is and how much he idolizes Crosby. And I bring this up because Crosby took less money, and you saw the quotes from MacKinnon this week. It was all about, I took less money now, and people talk about that I'm the biggest bargain in the NHL, kind of along with Pasternak. But I'll take less money again because all I want to do is win with this group. And you mentioned that group, all right. They went down 1-0 in that game. Didn't matter one bit. I mean, Makar on the back end with a bunch of other guys, the pace they play with, the depth they have. Kadri was that was a great trade for them. I'm saying for both teams because Barry's looked awesome since the coaching change in Toronto. But still, Kadri's just added a little depth offensively, being a rat, being a pest, being able to shut down the top guys. They are as deep of a team as you look. And I was so impressed to see MacKinnon say that because it's not easy. People often ask why doesn't everyone take a deal if they really want to win? Well, you get some pressure from around the league and the PA because more guys that take deals, the worse it is for the entire Players Association. That's just kind of how it works. I mean, for years, Ray Bourque was kind of so underpaid, and you look back to the times when, oh my God, if he was making more, everyone else would have made more. So it's not easy to be an underpaid guy, and I don't think MacKinnon would ever make 6.5 again or whatever he's making now, but he won't look to break the team's back with a huge deal, and that does matter.
That's a good point you just made about, guys being a little frustrated when guys take team-friendly deals. And that's a thing that exists. Like certain guys are like, oh, this fucking guy. Like I've had buddies of mine be pissed. And I'm like, man, like if they enjoy the environment they're in and that's what they have to take in order to stay there, like you can't put a price on that. Now that's another point as far as negotiations are concerned where, GMs are using comparables from other guys where – it's pretty tough as a player and an agent to go to the team and say, yeah, well, I mean, that guy gets to fucking win and be around competent people. Like,
wait, dude, have you seen his team? Look at us. What are you talking about?
Like, that's not a comp. Okay. That guy's having fun. I'm in hell. Get me out of here.
Give me $17 million a year.
The Mista lady. Get me out of here. But, So yeah, no, that was an interesting point, and it I kind of forgot what the original comment was. Oh, about
MacKinnon.
MacKinnon, sorry, about MacKinnon saying that. Now, if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan, and I would imagine that that's the reason you're wearing that hat today, is because you're now an adopted fan. RA's wearing a Colorado.
RA
Avalanche
has a hat for every NHL team.
Yeah,
As a Bruins fan, it's insanity.
That's actually that's a Colorado Rockies hat, actually.
Same thing. You know what people are gonna think.
But didn't they wear that jersey?
No, they wore that's the state flag, that C with the mountain. That's the Colorado. So that's why they have a version of it. But this is the Rockies right before they left for them.
I thought that was your kind of correlation between you playing tummy sticks with the Avalanche team in the Garden, by the way. So just stabbing your own team in the back. But if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan right now, you're hearing the second best player in the world. I think, well, I guess Draisaitl, top 5. Let's put MacKinnon top 5, no questions asked. I would put him number 2 behind McDavid, saying he's going to take a team-friendly deal. Oh, my fucking
What's everyone else going to do?
Oh, man. You know what you just got? Speaking of the Bruins, you just got yourself another Boston fucking Bruins organization. Everybody's buying in. We're all going to win and have a good time. We're all going to still make a lot of fucking money. And yeah, you might have 5 or 10 million less at the end of your career, well, in the long run, but we're going to be legends.
Well, if you look right now, I would Ryan Whitney's top 4 in the NHL, or we'll go 2 East, 2 West, Boston, Washington, St. Louis, Colorado. None of them, I mean, Boston and Colorado are similar. None of them make a ton of money. Washington obviously has Ovechkin. There's some differences with that team. But St. Louis, O'Reilly, I think it's 7.5 cap hit. I mean, nothing's that crazy. Now, Edmonton fans right away are saying, well, Edmonton should be up there. Yeah, they have 2 huge deals there. But it still shows, if you're lucky enough to be a fan of a team or the GM of a team and Don Sweeney or Joe Sakic, where you're looking around and saying these guys aren't trying to break the bank, then we 100% have a leg up on other teams. It's a fact.
Aside from Ovechkin in Washington, because I think he's making, 10.5, which I would still consider that a deal for what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Ovi's like the one guy. Like McDavid will never get chirped for making as much as he can. It's different. Like, dude, you deserve that. Get it.
Look at the last 10 years, aside from Washington and Ovechkin. I don't think a team has won it with a guy making over like $8.5 million. If you got some guys on those mega deals, it's hard, man. Because now you can spend less on others, and there's just not enough. There's not enough money to go get the guys like the Kadris and the sandpaper guys that are going to get the job done and play beyond their worth. So Colorado is going to be in good shape. And I mentioned Boston and that, who's another team who it's like every year they're good now because they have everyone, exceeding what they're making contract-wise.
I think you could definitely see the influence that Sid has on Nate. Of course, Sid said on the podcast, this summer, taking less doesn't work unless everybody does it. And, MacKinnon said, we have guys that wouldn't be here otherwise. If guys like him didn't take less. And he said, on my next deal, I'll take less again because I want to win with this group, like Whit just said. And, you got to think that Sid has some sort of influence there as well.
Yeah.
I sound like such a player stan because I was one. But listen, take as much as you can earn. I'm not going to judge you. But in the end, it's also, I'm in such agreement where, like, dude, how much money can you spend? So you make 89 million over 107 million? Like, dude, you're flying private everywhere, living wherever you want. Doesn't matter. So I understand completely. I want to win. I enjoy this place. I'm not going to absolutely crush this team.
I think we've said it before, all right? If you're a player and you're going to gouge a little bit, as soon as you're not playing good, I could understand why there's going to be more backlash. If you want benefit of the doubt as a player and you're going to make a shit ton of money, it's in your best interest to be like, I'm going to take a little bit less. We're going to go long term and we're going to get some shit done there. Then all of a sudden the fans are like, fuck yeah, this guy's with us. Yeah, he's our buddy. And then I mean, Christ, over 8 years already, if you're getting 10 as opposed to 11, I mean, after the taxes and all that, I mean, that 4 is something your great grandkid might have got. You're not going to spend it like that. So So I can understand from a fan perspective why maybe some of you get frustrated and you're a little bit harder on certain guys who don't take team-friendly deals.
Also, a couple other notes on Colorado. Goaltender Philip Grubauer, he was slow getting up after a save last night. They ended up having to take him out of the game. But I'll tell you, his backup, this kid, Pavel Francouz, Merle's told us about him in the KHL. He's too old to be eligible for the Calder this year, but 9 starts this year, 7-2 with a 2.24 and a 9.31 save percentage. This kid's been lights out. There's been absolutely no drop off from him. But what's funny is after they brought him in the game, I went down and visited a couple of the townies that were at the game. And one of the dudes that was hanging out, he got a call. He's like, he was the E-bug. He was legitimately in the stands fucking watching the game. And then he got the fucking call to come down in case, God forbid, Francouz got hurt. He would have had to go from the stands to the fucking game, which always cracks me up.
Do they send him down to the locker room or a room near the locker room and he gets dressed kind of?
He goes down to the room. I don't know how fully dressed he got. They said
he doesn't go to the room, I bet.
I think they have like an ante-room type thing where
you're not sitting with the big boys, but you can be somewhat close as you get your gear on.
But it's just funny. Like we've talked about it a bunch in the show, how close it is to just having some rando in an NHL game. And the funniest part to me is that he could play for either team. Like if the same situation, obviously Boston's, maybe they probably had someone else there, but he can fucking end up suiting up for either team. That's just such a wild thing. Also, too, Jonas Donskoy, he got hurt. He didn't return the game. And another guy, Kale McCarr, a guy we talked about a ton on the show, he took a hit from Marchand, and he didn't return the game after. Couldn't really tell if it was a limb or hopefully it wasn't his head, but he had to leave the game. Hopefully he's going to be fine because he's a great player to watch.